So tell me, do you sense something gnawing at your insides and what can feel like an urgent plea for your attention? Do you sense a mission or a purpose beyond and in excess of the work that you once did and the life you once lived? Are there dreams or even daytime visions that show up again and again like beckoning storylines whose plot arc you do not yet know? Stories which you are somehow meant to help write? Do you see signs that seem to mark a lesser traveled path? Signs that, like guiding lights, illuminate the most meaningful and amazing path ahead. When you quiet your mind and turn towards the unknown, do you seem to hear the rustling of leaves? Hear hints of otherworldly songs on the breeze? Hear hushed voices that you can barely make out, seeming to rise from the earth itself? Seriously, do you feel called? The juncture of natural healing and plant medicine is labeled many different things. It's considered its own field, although it overlaps with and utilizes elements of many other fields such as botany, biochemistry, dietary studies, psychology, social justice, ecology, and even modern alchemy. It's called science by some people since it utilizes scientific research and the scientific method of using sampling and controls to test a hypothesis. And it's called science even though natural healing has forever incorporated also some of the essential precepts of ancient earth-centered spirituality. It's referred to as a profession by some others, even though practitioners need not belong to any professional organization or meet any predetermined standards in order to practice our healing arts. It's said to be a vocation, even when practitioners give their knowledge and herbs away as a service, spend their days helping the impoverished and the marginalized, or are consumed with setting up free clinics at the sites of natural disasters. What natural healing practices like herbalism are, if you haven't already guessed, is a calling. A call emanating not just from inside yourself, but from the larger and spirited world of which you are an integral part. A calling is an urge that we can't shake off, an inner urge fueled by great external needs and unfulfilled roles. When we respond to its proddings, everything may seem to magically align in order to make our calling possible. And when we suppress or ignore it, we're likely to feel ill at ease, misdirected, and unsatisfied. A calling is a clarion, imploring you to step up and take on your most meaningful purpose. A calling is an assignment which you are particularly well suited to, a heart-touching imperative to which you must respond if you're to become all that you can be. The overwhelming imperative that you must act on if you're to make happen all that you are being gifted, impressed with, equipped, instructed, and empowered to do. The doing is what it's all about. For example, you're not called to be an artist, a dancer, a healer. That's not what happens. You're called to create, to dance, and to heal. To be clear, callings are not about defining your identity and your role. Roles are something that we're going to talk about elsewhere. A role is more like the personal form that your ways and your means will take as you heed your calling and define your mission. Every inborn talent and developed skill that you have is going to be needed for the tasks and aims that you're now being summoned to act upon. No matter how impossible your work or mission might ever seem, and no matter how exhausted you might ever feel, following your calling can mean that you're wholly actualized, that you're inspired and energized, thrilled and fulfilled, unbroken by any fears or challenge or inadequacy. That you're infused with an enlivening sense of direction, a feeling of excitement, expansiveness, and light. Your personal calling is not some generalized healer's conscription. It's a particular, individualized, customized form meant specifically and ideally for you. It might mean utilizing a certain combination of approaches and practices, or focusing on particular plants or conditions. It might mean serving a special group or a special need, or practicing in a certain community or a particular physical place. No matter how it manifests in your case, your calling is something that you have to volunteer for. It's not some magically inevitable fate. It's a destiny that you opt for, a set of missions that you sign up for and that you become responsible for. It's something powerful that you're tasked with and that you naturally and happily assume. If you're at all doubt, just ask yourself, are you doing each day the most meaningful, helpful, and impactful things that you can imagine? Or do your daily jobs and activities feel rote at this point, bereft of excitement, insignificant, or purposeless? Do you feel essential or peripheral, appropriately placed or misplaced, well-suited or ill-equipped, inspired or just informed, stimulated or only appeased, wholly stimulated or simply sustained, directed or aimless? When we're truly heeding, we have no doubt that what we're doing in the moment is the very best thing possible. And we know in our very being that we are in the right place at the right time. We feel enriched even when we have little income. We feel recognized even if there are few persons who might see us and our work for what we are. Neither social norms nor conventions can slow us down as we move forward in our caring missions, dancing our way ever closer to the lilting songs of our own imperative, towards the plaintive sounds of our plant healer's calling.